Hiya, I'm Liv and I'm a professional choir director and arranger based in South Yorkshire in the UK. I've started this channel because the more people I speak to, the more I realise that in general people don't really know what a choir director does outside of directing a choir, or even that it exists as a job. To be fair, I didn't realise it was a job when I was a music student, and even when I was growing up and knew I loved music but was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life, I certainly didn't know that it existed as a career or something beyond a hobby that a musician might have, just occasionally directing a choir. There is a lot more to it than that. So the aim of these videos is to show what I get up to on my day-to-day and hopefully show people who might be thinking about a career in music that it might be for them. So to that end, I'm going to do a really glamorous what's in my bag, or probably more realistically what should be in my bag if I remember to pack everything correctly. So without further ado, let's crack on. Okay, let's start with the admin stuff. So first and foremost, my laptop is going in my bag. I find there is never enough time to get all your admin done. I think that's just life. There's always something else that needs sending off, or another email that needs to be sent. But whenever I can grab a spare few minutes, or bonus, a really nice hour and a half in a nice cafe, admin is getting done. I'm going to make another video on what admin actually looks like for a choir director. But yeah, for now, laptop's going in the bag. Another thing, I've got this nice little zip-up wallet that I take with me everywhere. And in this, I've got a nice pen, a notebook. I just find it's really nice to write things down sometimes. I like making notes on my phone, but sometimes it just hits different if you can take pen to paper. And arguably most importantly, I always keep my DBS certificate on me. So I do workshops and a fair bit of work in schools, and in the UK you will often be asked for a DBS certificate, which is basically a background check which proves that you are legally safe to work with young people and vulnerable adults, and that goes in varying stages of check. So I always keep that with me, because the last thing you want is you're booked in for a school workshop, you get there, they ask for your background check and you don't have it and you can't do the work, so you don't get paid and you don't get to do a really fun workshop. So that is very much securely going in there. I also always take my purse with me, which has my ID in it, because they often need to check those as well. I always carry my iPad with me with just a little like knockoff Apple Pencil on it, because I keep my sheet music on my iPad. I keep it as digital copies because, perfectly honestly, I will lose paper copies or they will get destroyed in transit. It's also really handy if you're working with singers who don't have a score, but they do have a device that you can send documents to. Just makes things so much easier than someone not having a paper copy of something for a rehearsal and then just being scuppered for that session. So this is absolutely going in there too. Admin wise, I think that's it. I guess connected to admin is my charger, which conveniently charges both my laptop and my phone. However, that's currently charging my phone and I am filming on my phone now, so you won't see that one, but that is the admin. So another piece of tech besides the admin side of things that I will often pack in my rucksack is this. It is my Bluetooth sort of Britney mic, which I use in I think 2 choirs now, and it's really handy because you can plug one end into an amp or something that has like a jack input, and it turns an amp or a speaker into a speaker for your microphone. So often when you're working with large groups of singers, if there's chat going on or you're in an echoey space, it can be really hard to make yourself heard. So these are amazing, and they're also really good for people who are hard of hearing. It really helps sort of cut across all that chatter. An MD in a choir I've worked with for years put me onto this, and I am such a convert of it now. So this is absolutely going in the bag. Other slightly more, I guess, general essentials. Always carry some anti-bac hand wipes, just because it's nice to like freshen up your hands before you're in a rehearsal. I also always try and pack some hand cream, because what am I meant to gesticulate with dry hands? Absolutely not. Occupational hazard. And I also always carry a lip balm, sort of same thing. Like, I like to feel nice and comfortable and sorted, and having dry lips and dry hands when you're running a rehearsal just is not a nice feeling. So wallop one of those lip balms in there as well. Besides that, and I guess still on the like self-care vein of things, always carry some tissues, and I always will carry some mints. I think there's like 3 other packets of mints alongside some plasters in there, just because when you're singing at people and talking to people, potentially if it's in the evening as well, so you've sort of been working all day or around all day, I like to sort of feel nice and fresh and know that if I'm singing at someone, I'm not just sort of breathing on them. Not particularly nice. So in addition to that, because apparently 3 packets of mints isn't enough, I always carry a little, what's this, like bottle of breath spray as well. I've also got some throat sweets. Just, this is a bit of a contentious one. I know that quite a few singers don't find the idea of cough sweets a great idea when you've got a sore throat or potentially even a vocal injury, because it's not curing the vocal injury, it's just anaesthetising your throat, so it's like masking the problem and sort of making it easier to push through and potentially exacerbate that injury. However, sometimes if I'm really tired, it's like 10:30 at night and I'm driving an hour home and I've been using my voice all day and it's just feeling a bit sore, I will just have a throat sweet, rest my voice, try and sort of reduce any pain or discomfort, shed loads of water and get as much sleep as possible, and hopefully that way negative impacts on the voice are absolutely minimised. Talking about drinking loads of water, I always carry this whopping water bottle around with me, so I can fill it up before a rehearsal, feel like I've got a good amount to get me through, and just try my best and stay hydrated during the day. I definitely need to be better at that, but at least I can make a start with this absolute beast. Also, another little, I guess it's definitely not hydration, but a little drinkable treat is I'll often carry like a Coke Zero or something with a bit of caffeine in it. Either if I've been working all day and I'm about to go to a rehearsal, or if I run a rehearsal and I'm really, really tired. It's nice to just have a little bit of caffeine and a bit of pep up at the end. And this way, I've always got a snack to hand. This is definitely a prop for this video. I'm totally going to take a sip out of it as soon as I stop filming, but that basically sums up what goes in the bag. So there you have it. There's just a very quick video to sum up what I'm lugging around with me day in, day out. If you have any questions at all about life as a choir director or arranger, please do drop a comment. I'd love to hear what your questions are. I'd love to be able to address them in future videos. But until then, see you next time. Have a good one.